गुड मॉर्निंग डियर ऑल। निगाहें नहीं होंगी नज़ारे कहाँ होंगे। डिजिटलाइजेशन नहीं होगा तो ऑनलाइन वेबिनार कहाँ होंगे। इट इज़ रियली a great source of connectivity and opportunity. We need a really healthy approach to it. Madam Ritu Bajaj ji beautifully told these facts regarding online systems. We are thankful to you, our madam, and our chief guest of inaugural session. Today, now we are going to start our technical session, and the resource person for this next technical session is Dr. Vishnu Bhagwan ji. First of all, I would like to introduce him to you all that कि वो एक बहुत ही होनहार और प्रतिभाशाली व्यक्तित्व के धनी हैं। हमारे स्टूडेंट भी रहे हैं। मैं पहले पूछना चाहूंगी कि क्या विष्णु भगवान जी हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं? आई वुड लाइक टू हैव हिम ऑन द स्क्रीन।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you.
हाँ,
Because I have started, and if I am not able to see your face, sir, it was not possible for me. I welcome you, sir, Dr. Vishnu Bhagwan जी। तो सर के बारे में कुछ लाइंस कहना चाहूंगी कि सर हमारे यहाँ के पूर्व स्टूडेंट भी रहे हैं। वो एक बहुत ही होनहार और प्रतिभावान व्यक्ति रहे हैं। एट प्रेजेंट वो चेयरपर्सन के पद पर आसीन हैं और पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का डिपार्टमेंट की देखरेख वो करते हैं। इसके साथ साथ उन्होंने अपने इस कार्यकाल उनका टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत एक लेंथी पीरियड रहा है। ही हैज टू his credit more than 25 years of teaching experience. इन्होंने एनएसएस को, यूथ रेड क्रॉस सेल को और डीन ऑफ कॉलेजेस के कई पदों पर आसीन रहे हैं और सभी कार्यभारों को उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी तरह से निभाया है। साथ ही साथ मैं अपने दर्शकों को आज ये भी बताना चाहती हूँ कि जितने साल उन्होंने यहाँ पढ़ाई की, बीकॉम के वो इतने उम्दा स्टूडेंट रहे कि उन्हें रोल ऑफ मॉडल भी दिया गया, गोल्ड वो मेडलिस्ट रहे। और आज जब वो आपके साथ रूबरू होंगे तो निश्चित रूप से इस विषय पर जब वो अपने विचार रखेंगे तो हमें उनसे सुनने को बहुत कुछ मिलेगा। तो सर ने हमें पहले ही मुझे बता दिया था कि वो टेक्निकल सेशन की वो चाहते थे कि प्रेजेंटेशंस पहले करवा दी जाएं और वो फिर उसके बाद अपना वक्तव्य रखेंगे, जैसा कि सर ने फरमाया था। और अगर सर पहले विलिंग हैं तो आई कैन रिक्वेस्ट हिम टू डिलीवर हिज
पेपर्स प्रेजेंट करवा लो, पहले पेपर्स
प्रेजेंटेशंस कर। ओके सर,
ठीक है सर, ठीक है।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
मैं विष्णु भगवान जी आपका स्वागत करता हूं। आप मनोर मेमोरियल कॉलेज के छात्र भी हैं और ये हमारा लिए और गर्व की बात हो जाती है कि जिस तरह से आपने कॉमर्स डिपार्टमेंट के स्टूडेंट के रूप में गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट भी हैं और अब आप डीन स्टूडेंट वेलफेयर भी चौधरी देवलाल विश्वविद्यालय से हैं। तो मैं आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं और स्वागत करता हूं और उम्मीद करता हूं कि आप इसी तरह से मनोर मेमोरियल कॉलेज की मदद करते रहेंगे और जिस तरह से आपने मनोर मेमोरियल कॉलेज की शान बढ़ाई है और ये हमारे सभी के लिए गर्व की बात है।
धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। विद योर परमिशन सर, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट आवर पेपर प्रेजेंटेशंस। माय फर्स्ट कॉल इज टू मैडम चेतना वैद्य. She is going to deliver her talk on digital transformation in education. I request you, madam. Thank you, thank you. Over to you, madam.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Chetna from GC Kalka College. Today, I am presenting my paper on the topic digital transformation in education. Please, I request to allow me a minute to share the screen. Ma'am, is it visible to all?
Yes, it is visible, ma'am.
Okay. Digital transformation in education. Digital transformation plays a vital role in our today's life. We use internet and mobile devices to connect with each other, to share information and get news, especially in the duration of COVID-19. In the same way, digital transformation touches the educational area where teachers are able to make a bond with their students in this crucial time and bridge a gap. What digital transformation provides? Digital transformation provides better learning opportunity, provide interactive and engaging experience, a seamless enrollment, achieve remote areas and flexible structure. I would like to discuss some key areas of digital transformation in education. The first one is using technology to enable classroom coaching. In COVID-19, as we know, school, colleges have to shut classroom coachings. Almost every institution adapted digital methods of imparting education. The new concepts like thermal screening and sanitization, contactless attendance, social distance monitoring system come from for the safety purpose. The another important area is in admission process. Institution can avoid the hassle of paperwork, automatically select eligible candidates, generate merit list as per requirement, real-time updation of courses, faculties, and students. Student need not to stand in queue. Student can apply multiple campus without visiting there. The another important area is transforming the EdTech model. Live coaching is always the motto of EdTech in different ways, like student inquiry capturing and distribution becomes possible now. The CRM helps route students' inquiries regarding their subjects, experience, spoken, etc. Student intent tracking. EdTech CRM captures many data points like website visit, means how many times we visit the website, link clicked, time spent on some website, linked videos, etc. The next area is transformation in teaching and learning methodologies. As we are the very familiar with mobile devices, um, and we are regularly download some apps. The apps like White Junior, Byju's, Unacademy provide video integ- integration for online learning. Some new methodologies like augmented and virtual reality provide 3D environment so that people can develop interest in their related topics. The most famous method now these days is the gamification. Gamification is very popular, between the children. Gamification is the new way to learn concept through game in more interesting way. Smart exam portal for assessment test and grading institutions can integrate web cameras on their online examination portal. It helps them track any suspicious activities such as tab open, chat box in background, image changing with each other while taking the exam. Interactive video media. Through Google Classroom, teacher can interact with their students face to face. With Blackboard, they can give assignments, they can take their attendance, and in the same way, they can track their submission of work in time to time. Teachers can evaluate each of their students on their mark. These all were the key areas. At last, in this challenging journey for traditional learning system, digitization in education has helped the learner as well as educator to the great extent. However, the challenges remain in the online learning and teaching. For instance, educators have not been able to measure the learning outcomes. Learners who do not have access to the internet, lack smartphones, are still deprived of education. Till now, we are working on hybrid system of digital and traditional learning. Thank you to all.
थैंक यू मैडम चेतना।
Thank you, ma'am.
आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से बताया कि जो टीचिंग लर्निंग मेथोडोलॉजीज हैं उनमें क्या क्या चेंजेस आए हैं, उनके की एरियाज पे भी आपने फोकस किया, और जो हैजर्ड्स आते हैं और जो ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं कि जो हम फेस टू फेस जब बात करते हैं उनसे, उसके जो बेनिफिट्स की बात है, आपने सभी पॉइंट्स को फोकस किया। वी आर थैंकफुल टू यू मैडम।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving me such a nice opportunity, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We are thankful to you, ma'am. Our next paper presenter is Dr. Aarti Singh. And the topic of paper is an insight into virtual learning. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Just a minute. Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Aarti Singh. Today, I am here to present my paper on the topic An Insight into Virtual Learning. Virtual learning has become a key word with the advent of Covid-19, which came into March 2020, and it led us all into unprecedented situations. Earlier also, Government of India was making many efforts towards providing virtual learning platforms to the users, and many efforts were made in this direction because virtual learning was already there in Western countries like UK, USA, Australia, and there either the education system was provided through virtual learning or it was in blended mode. So,
May I interrupt you for a minute?
Yes,
Madam,
ma'am.
do you want to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. I want to show
Because
some
there is
image.
nothing visible on the screen if you are
Okay,
sharing.
okay. I'm closing it. Okay. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Okay. Thank you. Virtual learning was already there in Europe, in Western countries, and leading the same lines, Indian government was also making efforts towards providing virtual learning platforms in Indian education, but it was not totally implemented till March 2020, when we were all led into those kind of situations where only the digitization could save us, and it was only the education sector which was not that much affected, and we geared up very fast for providing education to the students through virtual learning platforms. So Coming to the overview of virtual learning, it is basically known as digital learning, e-learning, internet learning, distributed learning, or network-based learning. It is actually focused on satisfying individual learning needs and basically focuses on providing learning through internet-based methods. And it is essential that there must be some platform, online education platform through which learner can learn, and there has to be distance between the instructor and the student. So for virtual learning, nowadays we have learning management systems. These are specialized softwares which help instructor to deliver course material to the students and record their performance and help communication among teachers, students, and parents. So being internet-based, virtual learning is of many types, which I will be covering briefly. First one is computer-assisted virtual learning, in which there is a software which is installed on a local machine, and with the help of that, a student can learn any skill or any course. For example, typing tutor, which is a very simple example of computer-assisted instruction. इसमें हम एक सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल कर लेते हैं और उसमें हमारे लिए प्री प्लान्ड लेसन्स होते हैं जो हमें कवर करने होते हैं, एंड थ्रू दैट वी एक्वायर अ स्किल. Similarly, we can learn musical instruments through these kind of learning platforms. Then we have internet assisted learning. Internet assisted learning में जो सॉफ्टवेयर होता है लर्निंग के लिए वो रिमोट सर्वर पर इंस्टॉल्ड रहता है और यूज़र को उसमें लॉग इन करके अपने लेसन्स लेने होते हैं. Then we have remote teacher online learning method. इसमें टीचर इंस्ट्रक्शंस प्रोवाइड करता है, बट इट इज द टीचर इज एट अ डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द स्टूडेंट. टीचर इज नॉट फिजिकली present with the student, like Byju's and these kind of other platforms are there. Then we have blended learning. Blended learning में हम combine करते हैं traditional learning face to face instruction method को online internet based learning के साथ. तो इसमें टीचर भी instructions देता है स्टूडेंट को और साथ ही कुछ पार्ट जो है कोर्स का वो इंटरनेट बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर्स के थ्रू करवाया जाता है. Then we have facilitated virtual learning. In facilitated virtual learning, teacher is there and assists the learner who learns at his or her own pace through online software. The teacher supports in learning and clears doubts or help increasing the pace of the student. If we discuss the architecture or component of a virtual learning platform, we essentially need to have a user who would like to learn. Then we must have a smart device. It may be your mobile phone, laptop, tablet, desktop, any device through which we can access internet and access the internet-based learning methods. Then we must have internet connection of a good speed, and then we have a server at a backend on which our learning management system software is placed and is accessible 24/7 for the user. Because in virtual learning, it is essential to provide the user learning anytime, anywhere at his or her own pace. And lastly, we must have a database of the material. Whenever a user logs into his or her account, the lessons that he or she takes up, they are recorded and progress is also recorded. So that is done with the help of a database. If we talk about features of the virtual learning, it provides us many good features which are making it appealing, like connectivity feature provides us anytime, anywhere connectivity with the material that we want to learn, and we are not bound by or restricted by any of the constraints that we may have. Like if we are ill and we miss our physical class, then earlier it was not possible to have that class again, but now it is not so. Student can take up his or her class or lecture anytime as per convenience of the student. Then we have flexibility. अगर हम एक क्लासरूम की बात करें तो एक टीचर 80 या 100 स्टूडेंट्स को ही पढ़ा पाता था फिजिकल क्लासरूम्स में, बट अब अगर एक टीचर मूक पे अपना एक कोर्स डेवलप करता है, देन दैट टीचर कैन रीच अप टू थाउजेंड्स or maybe lakhs of students. So that gives us flexibility और reusability भी है उस कंटेंट में. एक कंटेंट को एक बार बना दिया तो कितनी भी बार यूजर्स उस कोर्स को कर सकते हैं, and improvements can be made. And third is interactivity and collaboration. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स जब एक कोर्स टेकअप करते हैं थ्रू इंटरनेट बेस्ड एजुकेशन, दे कैन कोलैबोरेट विद ईच अदर थ्रू द लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर और एनी अदर प्लेटफॉर्म लाइक दैट, एंड दे कैन कोलैबोरेट एंड दे कैन लर्न by sharing with each other their knowledge. And if we talk about methodology of virtual learning, there are basically two methods: synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. In synchronous learning, the learner has to be there at a fixed time when the lecture is delivered. So अगर हम जैसे बाईजूस या इस तरह के किसी प्लेटफॉर्म की बात करें जिसमें टीचर डिस्टेंस पर है पर इंटरनेट के थ्रू लेक्चर दे रहा है, then the audience or the participant has to be there to attend that lecture online. दिस इज सिंक्रोनस मेथड. सिंक्रोनस मेथड में फिर वही प्रॉब्लम्स आ जाती हैं जो ट्रेडिशनल क्लासरूम टीचिंग की हैं, बट हम इसे डिनाई नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज जब हम मैथमेटिकल या साइंटिफिक कोई सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हैं तो हमें डाउट्स हैं, अगर हमें डाउट क्लियर करने हैं, सो वी हैव टू बी विद द टीचर इन अ सिंक्रोनस मोड. एंड सेकेंड इज द एसिंक्रोनस लर्निंग विच इज कोर ऑफ वर्चुअल लर्निंग मेथड, जिसमें हमने मटेरियल बना के रख दिया है. दिस मटेरियल इज सपोर्टेड बाय ऑडियो वीडियो लेक्चर्स and reading material also. So student can take up his or her lectures, can see the videos many times, can listen to the audios many times, and can complete the course. If we talk about virtual learning platforms in India, Government of India has been making efforts towards digitization of education and providing virtual learning platforms since last 1 decade. So there are many platforms which are already developed by Government of India, like e-Gyan Kosh is there. This is a national digital repository to store and share digital learning resources which are developed by open and distance learning institutions of India. Like we have Gyan Darshan. It is a web-based TV channel devoted to educational and development needs of open and distant learners. Then we have Gyan Dhara, which is internet audio counseling service offered by IGNOU. Then we have Swayam. We all are familiar with Swayam. It provides massive open online courses with 140 university approved credit transfer feature. We have ePG Pathshala, which is for postgraduate students. Postgraduate students can access this platform for e-books, online courses, and study material. We have e-Adhyan. This is a platform that provides 700 plus e-books for postgraduate students. Similarly, we have e-Pathya, we have NDLI, National Digital Library of India, we have e-Yantra, which provides hands-on experience on embedded systems. We have FOSS, FOSSEE. It stands for Free and Open Source Software for Education. It is a platform supported by IIT Bombay, through which many IT-related courses are provided to the students. And we educational institutions can have MOU with IIT Bombay. We are having it in our college. We have virtual labs. We have e-Shodh Sindhu. We have Shodh Ganga, which is a platform for research students to deposit their PhD thesis. We have a Vidwan portal, which is a premier database and national research network that provides profile of scientists and researchers and other faculty members working at leading academic institutions of India. So there are many platforms which are provided by Government of India, and because the efforts were made in this direction, it was possible, and also because we were having internet infrastructure in our country to some extent, it was possible for all of us to shift to virtual learning in very short span of time when COVID-19 came into existence. So this paper provides an overview. I hope I could make it clear to you all. Thank you.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर आरती सिंह.
Thank you, ma'am.
आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से हमें बताया कि क्या वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ वर्चुअल लर्निंग हैं, कंपोनेंट्स हैं या फीचर्स हैं. मोर ओवर जो नई नॉलेज मिली हमें आपकी टॉक से कि जो गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा चलाए गए प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जहां ये ई लर्निंग प्रोवाइड की जाती है, दिस वाज रियली एन इंफॉर्मेटिव टॉक. थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you.
Our next paper presenter is Dr. Bhavya Mukhi. She is going to deliver her talk on digitalization and COVID-19. I welcome ma'am and invite her for her talk. Dr. Bhavya Mukhi. Meanwhile, we can invite our next participant, Dr. Vijay Goyal. Yes, he is there on the screen.
Yes, Namaskar, ma'am.
Namaskar.
I am Dr. Vijay Goyal, Department of Mathematics, मनोहर मेमोरियल पीजी कॉलेज फतेहाबाद। आज का जो मेरा पेपर है उसका टॉपिक रहेगा डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इन द हायर एजुकेशन, द करंट ट्रेंड। यानी आज के जमाने में जो टेक्निक्स चेंज हो रही है हायर एजुकेशन के अंदर, चाहे वो टीचिंग लर्निंग मेथड्स को लेकर के हैं, इवेल्युएशन को लेकर के हैं, सेमिनार को लेकर के हैं, इन प्रकार की टेक्निक्स में क्या क्या चेंज आया है उसके ऊपर मेरा फोकस रहेगा। So my focus of this paper mainly have two factors. One factor is service providing in higher education, in admissions, evaluations, and so many things like program development courses, examination regarding quality assurance, and second one is providing our lectures into digital forms in the form of PDF, PPTs, videos, and so on. Like PowerPoint presentations, we can share our views to many people. जैसे कि मैडम आरती ने बताया अभी कि हमारे जो लिमिटेशन है फिजिकल क्लासेस की वो 80 to 100 स्टूडेंट्स के को लेकर के है, लेकिन जब हम ऑनलाइन हो जाते हैं यानी हमारी जो पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशंस है, पीडीएफ फाइल्स है, उनको हम हजारों लोगों तक शेयर कर सकते हैं और लंबे टाइम तक उसको हम सेव भी रख सकते हैं। आजकल बहुत सारी ऐसी टेक्निक्स आ गई हैं, कंप्यूटर बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस आ गई हैं जिसके द्वारा हम हमारे जो काम है चाहे वो टीचिंग लर्निंग को लेकर के हैं और दूसरे जैसे कि अभी जो वेबिनार हो रहा है इन सबको हम कंप्यूटर बेस्ड डिजिटल फॉर्म में कर रहे हैं। तो इसके साथ साथ अभी पहले तो क्या होता था कि कुछ टाइम पहले जैसे कि जब 21वीं सेंचुरी की स्टार्टिंग में यानी आज से 10 से 15 साल पहले इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज नहीं थी, ना तो बच्चों के पास थी ना टीचर्स के पास थी, और अब लगभग हर बच्चे के पास, हर टीचर के पास स्मार्टफोन है। अभी आज डॉक्टर विक्रम सिंह ने बताया जी कि 90% शहरी लोगों के पास और 25% ग्रामीण लोगों के पास अब इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज है। यानी जो बच्चा पढ़ने में इंटरेस्टेड है तो उसके माँ बाप या वो ऐसी स्मार्टफोन फैसिलिटी को अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं, जिसके कारण हम अपना जो हायर एजुकेशन है उसको डिजिटल फॉर्म में ले सकते हैं, एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं। और अब इन फैसिलिटीज के कारण क्या हुआ है कि हमारे पास जो चीजें हमारे पास रिसर्च के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं होती थी, फाइल्स नहीं होती थी, बुक्स नहीं होती थी, वो आज हम इंटरनेट के द्वारा गूगल पे 1 मिनट में सर्च कर लेते हैं कि जिससे हमारे पास जो फैसिलिटी चाहिए हमारे को वो सारी मिल जाती हैं। अब बहुत सारी प्राइवेट कंपनियां हैं जैसे बाइजूस है, बाइट बोर्ड है, ई विद्या वगैरह वगैरह, ये सारी कंपनियां स्मार्टफोन के द्वारा सारी एजुकेशन हमारे को घर बैठे अवेलेबल करवा रही है। और डिजिटल टूल्स हैं जैसे कि आईसीटी इनेबल्ड प्रोजेक्टर, स्मार्ट बोर्ड, इनके द्वारा हमारी जो एजुकेशन है उसका स्वरूप बदल गया है, यानी वो काफी चेंज हो गई है। AISHE हायर एजुकेशन का सबसे बड़ा सर्वे है, ऑल इंडिया सर्वे ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन। उसकी रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग जैसे विक्रम सर ने बताया था सेम उसी तरीके से ही 90% शहरी लोगों के पास स्मार्टफोन या इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज है। तो जो अपने हायर एजुकेशन के अंदर जो टीचर्स हैं उनके अंदर भी सेम डेटा है, 90% टीचर्स के पास स्मार्टफोन फैसिलिटीज हैं और लगभग 90% इंस्टीट्यूट ऐसे हैं जो अपना डाटा मेंटेन कर रहे हैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में, डिजिटल फॉर्म में, और वो सर्वे के द्वारा सारा रिकॉर्ड हरियाणा सरकार और भारत सरकार के पास पहुंच जाता है। कोविड-19 के दौरान हमने एक नया टॉपिक पढ़ा था जिसका नाम आया वर्क फ्रॉम होम। इससे पहले हमने ये चीज नहीं पढ़ी थी वर्क फ्रॉम होम, सिर्फ प्राइवेट कंपनीज के अंदर 1 या 2 बार हमने ये नाम सुना था, लेकिन अब हर एक लोगों को पता है, सभी लोगों को पता है कि वर्क फ्रॉम होम क्या है और ये कैसे होता है। इससे ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज की, एनर्जी की, टाइम की काफी बचत हुई है और लोग घर बैठे अपना काम, जो काम मतलब उनको एक स्थान से दूसरे स्थान तक जाके करना पड़ता था वो घर बैठे कर रहे हैं। इसी तरीके से LMS है एक लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम जो लाइब्रेरी के अंदर डेवलप किया गया है IT टूल्स को लेकर के, यूज करके, जिसका एग्जांपल हो सकता है इनफिलिपनेट, डेलनेट और बहुत सारे LMS सॉफ्टवेयर्स हैं जिसके द्वारा हम अपनी जितनी भी ई बुक्स है, ई जर्नल्स को असेस कर सकते हैं और डाटा हमारे पास अवेलेबल रहता है बहुत कम कॉस्ट पे। और LMS के अंदर डिफरेंशियली एबल्ड पर्सन्स के लिए भी बहुत सारे सॉफ्टवेयर इंट्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं ताकि उनको किसी प्रकार की दिक्कत ना हो। अब ये तो इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज है, इन प्रकार की फैसिलिटीज से हमारे पास क्या फायदा हुआ है कि एक तो UGC के द्वारा, HRDC के द्वारा ट्रेनिंग कोर्सेज होते थे टीचर्स के लिए, वो ऑनलाइन मोड में करवाए जा रहे हैं, जिससे सरकार के द्वारा जो TADA दिया जाता था या जो फिजिकल फैसिलिटीज के ऊपर खर्चा किया जाता था वो सारा खर्चा सरकार बचा रही है। यानी डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से एनर्जी, टाइम और ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज की बचत हो रही है और सारी चीजें डिजिटल फॉर्म में अवेलेबल हो रही है। इसी तरीके से ज्योग्राफी के अंदर मैप्स होते हैं, जूलॉजी बॉटनी के अंदर प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, वो सारे प्रोजेक्ट ऑनलाइन मोड में करवाए जा रहे हैं। तो ये सारे चेंजेस है हायर एजुकेशन के अंदर, और इन हायर एजुकेशन के अंदर जो चेंजेस आ रहे हैं उनसे अब हमारे पास क्या क्या किया जा सकता है। एक तो सरकार को ये चाहिए, गवर्नमेंट को, कि हमारा जो बच्चा सिलेबस पढ़ रहा है, क्यूरिकुलम पढ़ रहा है, उसके अंदर कम से कम एक पेपर डिजिटल एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड होना चाहिए। अब LOCF एक स्कीम आई है, लर्निंग आउटपुट बेस्ड क्यूरिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क, जिसके अंदर UGC के द्वारा ये कोशिश की गई है कि एक पेपर डिजिटल लर्निंग पे बेस्ड किया जा रहा है, और कुछ एक पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कोर्सेज के अंदर तो ये इंट्रोड्यूस किया भी जा चुका है, और अब UG के अंदर इसको इंट्रोड्यूस करके कम से कम लोगों को इस लायक बनाया जाए, बच्चों को इस लायक बनाया जाए कि वो डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से जुड़ सके। और हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, कॉलेजेस है, यूनिवर्सिटीज है, उनको अपने फिजिकल फैसिलिटीज पे ICT इनेबल्ड स्मार्ट रूम्स है उनको बनाने पे जोर देना चाहिए। कम से कम 10% जो क्लासरूम्स हैं वो ऐसे होने चाहिए कि जो स्मार्ट हो, स्मार्ट बोर्ड हो, उनके अंदर ICT इनेबल्ड फैसिलिटीज हो, और ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट्स को करवाने चाहिए, चाहे वो टीचर्स के लिए हैं, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हैं, ताकि वो जो चेंजेस आ रहे हैं एजुकेशन के अंदर उनके ऊपर वो उनके साथ सरोकार हो सके। और इन सब के बातों के साथ मैं अपना वक्तव्य खत्म करना चाहूंगा। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू विजय सर, थैंक यू। आपने हमें बहुत अच्छे तरीके से बताया कि क्या नए टूल्स हैं, क्या चेंजेस आ रहे हैं, क्या नए ट्रेंड्स को हम अपना सकते हैं हमारी UG क्लासेस में, PG क्लासेस में। एंड थैंक यू फॉर योर इंफॉर्मेटिव टॉक सर।
थैंक यू।
Our next participant is with us, Dr. Bhavya Mukhi. I invite you, madam, for your talk. The topic of your talk is digitalization and COVID-19. Over to you, madam, Dr. Bhavya Mukhi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
First of all, I would like to apologize. I came to know that my name was called up earlier also, and due to some technical problem, I could not hear, ma'am. And now I would like to share my screen. Just let me know when it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible, Bhavya madam.
Okay. Just one sec. I'm Dr. Bhavya Mukhi from Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce, MMPG College, Fatehpur. I'm presenting my paper on digitalization and COVID-19. This paper is co-authored by Madam Tarika Narang, Assistant Professor of Department of Environment Studies, MMPG College, Fatehpur. The objective of the paper. Am I audible, ma'am? Should I continue?
Yes, madam, you can continue your paper.
Okay, thank you. The objective is to examine the use of technologies initiated by COVID-19 pandemic in the field of school education and healthcare. Now, coming up with what is digitalization? It is defined as the process of replacing a physical medium with a digital medium, or in other words, we can say it signifies the use of digital technologies to change a business model and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. The purpose of digitalization is to enable automation, increase data quality,
collect and structure data to apply advanced technologies, and this will lead to cost reduction, innovation, and simplification of communication. Now, what is COVID-19? As everyone knows, coronavirus disease, COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. It was declared a pandemic by World Health Organization on 11th March 2020. Globally, as of 9th March 2020, there have been 448 lakhs 313,293 confirmed cases of COVID-19, including 60 lakhs 11,482 deaths reported to World Health Organization. Now, coming up with the digital transformation in healthcare. The significant benefits of digital transformation in healthcare are enhanced patient engagement, efficient healthcare analysis, improved care to patient, timely assistance, eliminates human error, access to real-time health information, data privacy and security, remote patient monitoring, preventive care, and better return on investment. If we see, all these benefits are there, but COVID-19 has enhanced the rise of on-demand healthcare. People have become far more mobile in the past decade. Mobility is the name of the game, and recent statistics show that more than 50%, or to be exact, 52% of all web browsing in the world occurs on mobile. Consumers are going online to obtain medical information for the following reasons. That is 47% research doctors, 38% search hospitals and medical facilities, 77% book medical appointments. Digitalization has made availability of big data in healthcare. And for healthcare industry, if we talk about big data can provide several important benefits, including lower rate of medication errors, facilitating preventive care, and more accurate staffing. It has also led to growth of wearable medical devices. Another trend of digital transformation in healthcare is companies collecting their own health data from medical devices, including wearable technology. In the past, if we talk, most patients were satisfied with undergoing a physical checkup once a year or checking in with their doctors when something went wrong. But in the digital age, patients are focusing on prevention and maintenance and demanding information about their health more frequently. Some of the most common devices include heart rate sensors, exercise trackers, sweat meters, which are used for diabetic to monitor blood sugar levels, and oximeters, which was used very frequently during COVID-19 by most of us. This helped us to monitor the amount of oxygen carried to the blood and is often used by patients with respiratory illness such as COPD or asthma. Coming up with digital transformation in education sector. Impact of digitalization on education sector, if we talk about, it has brought personalized learnings, better sharing, provide more information, accountability and motivation, learning opportunities for educators. COVID-19 has again led to growth of digital education system, which has led to one-to-one learning. One-to-one learning is to assist students in learning at appropriate path and speed is the best advantage of the digital education system. The traditional method of studying creates a gap in learning. It leads to a lack of interest amongst the students when they are not able to catch up with the rest of the class. In digital education, teachers can make the curriculum based on the students' speed and capabilities. Secondly, it leads to create smart learners. Learning tools and technologies will make students learn effectively. The students will be able to analyze what they need. They learn to search and use online resources to find solutions. Digital learning empowers their efficiency and productivity. Also, digital learning tools and technology increases critical thinking skills, which are the basis for the growth of reasoning skills. Students also develop positive feeling and develop the confidence to learn new things. The next is students get motivated. Students who learn through digital tools and technologies become more engaged and interested. Digital learning is more interactive and memorable when compared to the traditional approach. Digital learning allows students to develop a better connection with the learning material. Next, it widens learning opportunities. The digital learning approach leads to expanded learning opportunities for students. The digital education system widens learning opportunities so that the students can grasp the concept well. The learning process is carried out at any time and from any place, as we are doing. And last but not the least, it develops accountability. The digital education system makes the student assessment more transparent and informative. The real-time examination of performance and auto-generated reports supports this. It offers an opportunity for students to measure their performance in detail and come up with relevant inquiries. The students get better researching topics and get useful information by browsing a lot of information online. In the end, I would like to conclude that the COVID-19 pandemic has initiated an extensive, sudden, and dramatic digital transformation in the society. Professionals in healthcare and education had to adopt to these changes and transform digitally. This lifestyle offers new opportunities, and hence it is necessary that everyone is well acquainted to the digital environment to reap its benefits. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavya madam, for your nice talk on how technology and digitalization have helped us in the fields of education and health. Secondly, beautifully, you have talked about our smart learners and the changes that are needed in the system of education. Thank you, madam. Our next paper presenter is Mr. Vinod Bhadu, and the topic of our paper is Digital Transformation in Education during COVID-19. Dr. Vinod Bhaduji is our next presenter.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to you, sir.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Good morning to each one of you present today. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome the guests who are present here to attend this webinar. On behalf of the institution, I offer my regards to all the judges and the people joining us. I convey my regards to the chief guest of the day, Dr. Vikram Singh. Thank you, sir, so much for joining us, for accepting our invitation and coming over for the webinar. I am also thankful to our college principal, Dr. Gurcharan Das ji, for giving this opportunity to me to present a paper. Today, I am going to present a paper titled Digital Transformation in Education During COVID-19 Pandemic. As we all know, the COVID pandemic is widely considered to be the most challenging health crisis in the world has ever faced, attacking societies at their core. As described by the WHO, the novel coronavirus has caused tremendous loss of lives, jobs, and opportunities around the world. Almost every country has imposed complete or partial lockdowns to combat the spread of the virus. The education sector is no exception, has been affected by the lockdowns. The Indian education system has also experienced an irreversible learning crisis amid the pandemic. It has impacted approximately 315 million children of the country who were enrolled in the schools or different colleges. Extended school closures may cause loss of learning. The pandemic has forced the sector to shift to a virtual mode of learning. ICT has helped the sector to survive and attempt to the new ways of online learning. The crisis has allowed various educational innovations to bloom. During the pandemic, the country has witnessed a number of ICT driven initiatives on national, state, and individual levels of the organization. Such technologization, often seen as a neutral, is closely related to the educationalization, which means imposing growing societal problems for education to resolve. To address the challenge of remote learning, the Ministry of Human Resource Development has undertaken several initiatives to assist students and educators. Platforms like digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing, e-Pathshala, National Repository of Open Educational Resource were used extensively for supporting the students and teachers across the country with educational resources and relevant trainings by the ICT tools like TV, radios, and etc. Now I would like to say that first, increasing speed and availability of internet access can reduce many of the geographical constraints that disadvantage poor students. Schools serving higher resource families are often able to recruit better teachers and administrators, perhaps the most important school resources even without adding funding. Unlike teachers, however, technologies have no preference for the schools in which they work. The resource available on the internet, for example, are equally available to schools with the same internet access, and internet access cost the same for all schools in the same area. Regarding of the students population served, student can now access online videos that provide institution on a wide variety of topics on varied skills level and participate in the real-time video conferences with teachers or tutors located at a different states or universities. Digital learning is learning facilitated by the technology that offers students some factors of the command over a place, time, pace, and path. Digital learning is replacing traditional education system, and it is much widely used nowadays during this pandemic. We have much advantages of using online systems as it is a kind of personalized learning. It makes students smarter, makes students self-motivated, expanded learning opportunities, recording lectures, 24 hours resources are available to access different sites and websites, develop an accountability in students, flexible choices. So this pandemic has helped us in many not other ways, and due to digital transformation of the education has also helped each one. It may be a teacher, a student, any college, university, or anyone else. Interactive social skills games are excellent learning tools that make children disciplined because playing games require children to follow rules and guidelines in order to participate also. Even children who might grow frustrated with other learning methods may stick with the games longer because playing itself is rewarding. This helps them in developing patience in their life also. The pandemic is spread all over the world and affected every aspect of life. It also affects the education system. To solve the problem relating to education, online learning is most suitable technique to provide education to students with social distancing. Technology like social media provides source information and content for the learning. In the end, we would say that when we talked about technology in education, there is a lot of collection. Technology provides speeded to the education and transformed the whole learning and the teaching process. E-learning is an educational tool which enhanced accessibility of education and provides convenience of education and is also shifted the learning behaviors and need of learning for the learning. But when we use online learning, it comes to some of the challenging and opportunities as they are also associated with it. Challenges related to the disturbance during online conference, non-availability of the devices, poor digital infrastructure, social, economic, and economic interventions are such kind of problems which we have faced during the online lectures. In the present situation, all technologies have contributed in one or the other way in improving the lives of the people and having significant advantages to one and all, and also helping the people to fight this coronavirus. Now, I would like to end up my words with a brief summary. Digital transformation in education has helped the students, children, and society a lot. Thank you. एक बार मैं फिर से सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं हमारे डिपार्टमेंट के एचओडी डॉक्टर देवेंद्र जी गेरा का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, जिन्होंने मुझे गाइड किया और मोटिवेट किया, और साथ ही साथ मैं हमारे महाविद्यालय के प्रिंसिपल का भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, जिन्होंने मुझे ये पेपर प्रेजेंट करने का मौका दिया। सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Vinod sir, for sharing your views with us. It was an informative talk, sir. Our next paper presenter is Kinza Midha, Madam Kinza Midha. I welcome you, madam, and invite you for your talk.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kinza Midha, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. First of all, I would like to thank our Principal, Sir, Dr. Gurcharan Das Ji, Vikesh Sethi, Sir, and our HOD, Captain Devendra Gera, and our management for giving me a platform to share my views here on digitalization and COVID-19. Everyone here has briefed about digitalization and COVID-19, the impacts of COVID-19 on digital education and digitalization. Ritu ma'am has already said that digitalization has proved to be a boon for us. Now, I would like to draw attention towards digital education. Digital learning uses new technologies and methods to help students learn in different ways. What are the tools of digital learning? The first tool is automation. Automation is the creation and application of technology to produce and deliver goods and services with minimal human intervention. Automation is being used in a number of areas such as manufacturing, transport, utilities, defense facilities, operations, and lately, information technology. The future of e-learning will come in the form of automation and automated course authoring tools. These innovative tools have led to lower development times and cost. Automation and helps trainers determine how students learn, leading to new strategies to better fit their preferences. The second important tool is wearable e-learning tools. As everyone has seen, wearable technology is leading the new trends in the e-learning industry. Google Class and the Apple Watch are among those trending e-learning wearable devices. Google Glass offers students features such as head-up display, allowing them to access supplemental resources while engaged in learning. Instructors can also monitor their students' performance using live feeds. The third important tool is online video. YouTube is the second largest search engine, making videos a powerful way to learn. Businesses across the globe are adopting online video platforms for e-learning. From new hire videos to custom training programs, videos will remain a powerful e-learning tool. Another tool is gamification. According to Talent MS survey on gamification, roughly 75% of the workforce are casual gamers. This makes gamification an essential e-learning tool. Point system, badges, and leaderboards in games connect teams with growth programs. Next point is responsive design. Learning management system, LMS, are bringing e-learning to smart devices. Their responsiveness allows users to experience the highest readability possible in their devices. The rise in bring your own device in the workplace makes responsive e-learning tools more important than ever before. In fact, 83% of mobile users note the importance of a seamless experience across all devices. This is also a more secure cloud. The cloud has recently had a complete security overhaul, and it's a big news for e-learning. The cloud security upgrades led to more secure use of organizations concerned about cyber theft. These organizations are now using the cloud to offer unprecedented e-learning accessibility. Now is the time of massive online open courses. These are certainly not new in the e-learning industry. However, corporations are now realizing their potential value to team growth. Many MOOCs partnering with top universities offer reputable certificates. Also is the time of application programming interface. API offers complete compatibility across different e-learning platforms. It tracks learning progress by allowing applications on different platforms to communicate. There is also analytics. The invaluable insights gained through analytics allow e-learning platforms to customize all aspects of their activities. This trend is enhancing user experience. Another point is personalization. Personalized e-learning allows users to choose courses and complete the learning in each section of their desired pace. Personalized e-learning enables compatibility and customization in a way that traditional methods cannot. It has some incredible benefits for the students. The first benefit of digital education is personalized learning. One of the biggest benefits of digital learning is that it allows teachers or course providers to cater their learning plans or curriculum to the individual student. They can take into account the ability of the student and how they are progressing. Then use this to make adjustments to allow for hurdles or quick progress. No two students are ever exactly the same, so why should the way they learn be? The traditional face-to-face method has worked for us as a society for quite some time, but we now know that there are so many contributing factors that will determine the success of a student in their learning process. In the old system, where you have one teacher for 30 to even 100 students, the pace of the class is always set by the students in the middle. If you're advanced, you have to wait for the others to catch up. If you're struggling, sometimes you can get left behind because there's just not enough time to catch you up. With digital learning, the teacher is able to format their curriculum based on the needs of the individual. It also makes it easier for them to provide confidential individual feedback to each student. Digital learning has shown that it's able to provide a more holistic approach to the education. It might be ironic, but using technology and machines helps to stop students from being just another cog in a wheel. Instead, it helps them to perform better and reach their full potential. Another incredible benefit for students is breadth of information. We have never had more information available to us in an instant in the history of our species. The internet is expanding every single day with free information. At the time of writing this, over 63,000 searches are performed on Google each second. Yes, a large amount of those searches might just be Google wanting to settle an argument, or some of the other people search the net for. But the main takeaway is that knowledge is free, ready, and up to date. Think about a time when you looked up something upon Wikipedia, then clicked on a related link, and half an hour later, you are reading all about the Hindenburg disaster. This wormhole of knowledge was never possible before the internet. It would have involved hours in a library or with your grandparents' collection of encyclopedias Britannica just to get an ounce of that information. Digital learning taps into this easy access to information and helps students to use it effectively. A good digital learning strategy also teaches students how to be objective when searching for the internet for information. Overall, this approach provides relevant material across a limitless range of topics to help facilitate the best possible outcome in the learning journey. Another benefit is the lessons taught are more engaging. The traditional model of education involves a classroom, books, paper, one teacher, and students. In the old days, there was a blackboard and chalk. Now there's whiteboard and squeaky pens. It's a model we are all used to, but for those of us who have finished our formal education, we know this wasn't always the most engaging method. Digital learning offers a larger range of delivery methods for learning. Imagery, audio, and video content can all be integrated seamlessly into a lesson. Some teachers are even able to find software that enhances the topic they are teaching in the form of games. All of this helps us to make learning more fun, which in turn will raise retention of the content taught in the lessons. Another benefit is it develops accountability. When students learn digitally, they often don't even realize that they are learning because the process is so engaging. They will often seek to expand their own knowledge base simply because they enjoy the satisfaction that comes with knowing more. The interactive nature of digital learning will stimulate most of the senses necessary to create a good habit. Young students on this kind of educational path will experience problem solving concept maps, storytelling, gamification, role playing, peer education, and a much higher frequency than those learning under the traditional format. Digital learning also helps students to foster ownership over their education. If they don't want why the sky is blue, they have all the technology and resources to find out for themselves. So maybe next time your child asks you questions like that, perhaps you should consider saying, I'm not sure. Why don't you go and find out and teach to me? The other benefit is it is flexible. This means that there's a greater deal of flexibility in the delivery of lessons. This can be as simple as using a different kind of software that you know they are more familiar with. It can also mean the ability to take into account neurodivergence that can affect the way of a student learns. We now understand more about things like Austin spectrum disorder and digital learning. There's more flexibility to enable students who experience conditions like this to still get the most of our education. Some of the other benefits are the content is recorded. You can anytime see the classes anywhere. 24 hour sources, it's connected learning, it's easy to track students' progress. Another benefit is improves written language skills. It's accessible through modern technology. It also involves educators and parents. In the past, they had to exclusively be bound to a single classroom and try their hardest to educate a large group of students. They had to take into account the strengths, weaknesses, and abilities of each student on the fly. If they were lucky, they might have a parent-teacher interview twice a year. Digital learning uses available technologies to provide a digital learning environment that will free up time for teachers. This time can be spent on tracking the progress of the students, but also keeping parents in the loop on their progress, which is another important point. The twice yearly parent-teacher interview can easily become a weekly check-in. The kind of approach also allows students to feel a certain degree of autonomy while allowing their parents and teachers to communicate confidentially in order to provide the best possible learning outcome for the student, which I personally think is the most important benefit, most important point here. Another is it is rapidly increasing the sharing of information. Digital education is rapidly increasing the sharing of information. It also increases the student employability. It's fun and engaging. But there are certain disadvantages too. First first disadvantage is it can be distracting to the student. Technology access can be just addicting as alcohol, drugs, and other vices. In the United States, the average person checks their smartphone about 100 times per day. That action occurs even if there are zero notification for them to check on. Students may find themselves trying to access other components of the online experience instead of learning experience. Only clear boundaries and expectation to follow can counter this issue so that technology can provide a needed learning opportunity. Another disadvantage is it can disconnect students from face-to-face relationships. Interacting with people online is a very different experience than interacting with them face to face. When people feel like they can be anonymous, they begin to lose the filter that they have over their words and conduct. Some people even disconnect from regular social interactions from the comfort of a screen, words, and emojis. That is why technology should be used as a tool in the classroom. It cannot be the only component of the learning process for student. It can make it easier to cheat. Technology allows for easier communication between people, and that is definite positive. That ease of communication also makes cheating more likely. It could also put some students at disadvantage. In the United States, there are 1 in 5 children who live in households that do not have regular food security. The idea of incorporating modern technology into their lives is secondary. It's better to have a pantry stocked with essential groceries than to have a new iPhone in the pocket. It could cause students to use unreliable resources for learning. It can make curriculum planning more difficult and expensive. It can replace the teacher. Many software learning tools provide teaching mechanism within the program itself. Apps do the same thing. With a program like ABC Mouse, student can interact with the programmed online teachers as they complete learning lessons. That forces the teacher into a role of observer or manager. Teachers may never become obsolete, but technology in the classroom can replace much of what they have done in the past already. That means the future of teaching may lie in being involved in the creation of new technologies instead of designing personalized curriculum to implement. It can create issue of privacy, piracy. It could create medical issue of students. Staring at a computer screen, a smartphone screen, or a tablet screen can create eye strain. When this occurs, the symptoms may include irritation of the eye, feelings of fatigue, and even blurred vision. It may also lead to a more severe condition that is called computer vision syndrome. Seriously, this is a new term for me also. According to reporting from CBS News, heavy computer use among children puts them at a risk of suffering early myopia. In people 12 years of age old, the prevalence of myopia is nearly 60%. It may cause children to lose track of time. It is often limited. These are some of the disadvantages of digital education and digitalization. To conclude, I can just say that every coin has two sides. Digitalization has also some boons and baits. Now, I would like to thank again my principal sir and my HOD, Mr. Devinder Gera, for giving me this platform to present and to share some knowledge about digitalization and COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Kenza Mita. Beautifully, you have explained the new changes that are coming in our education system. And one thing you shared, that recorded lectures are very useful. I am reminded of an incident. ये 2-3 साल पहले की बात है कि आई वॉज टीचिंग इन माई क्लासरूम और एक स्टूडेंट ना वहाँ लेक्चर को रिकॉर्ड कर रहा था, शरारती सा स्टूडेंट। तो उस टाइम तो मैं एकदम, जैसे हम शक पका जाते हैं, भी ये मेरा लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रहा है, पता नहीं क्या करेगा। तो मैंने उसको थोड़ा कहा भी क्यों कर रहा है ये। तो फिर उसने रिप्लाई किया कि मैडम मेरा जितनी बारी मन चाहेगा मैं उतनी बारी इस लेक्चर को सुनूंगा और मेरे को ये चीजें क्लियर हो जाएंगी। और अब जब ये समय आया कि हमें इस प्रकार के सिस्टम में जाना ही पड़ा, तो एहसास हुआ कि उस टाइम वो बच्चा कितना करेक्टली बिहेव कर रहा था, कि दैट वाज हिज नीड, दैट ही वाज बिहेविंग लाइक दैट।
यस मैम।
मैडम बस आपकी बातचीत से मुझे इंसिडेंट याद आ गई एंड आई थॉट दैट आई शुड शेयर विद यू ऑल।
मैम, मेरा टॉपिक चूज करने का जो मकसद था वो यही था, क्योंकि बीइंग अ टीचर मुझे भी लगता है कि कुछ तो इसके बून्स हैं, कुछ इसके एडवांटेजेस हैं और कुछ इसके डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं। कुछ अगर ऐसे अनलिमिटेड एग्जांपल्स हैं जो हम रोज फेस कर रहे हैं डेली। अब मेरा जैसे बेटा छोटा है तो मुझे ये इस आई स्ट्रेन को भी बीच में लाना पड़ा, जिसके नुकसान हमें फेस करने पड़ रहे हैं। बहुत सारे शरारती बच्चे जो न्यूसेंस क्रिएट करते हैं क्लास में, उनके बारे में भी बताना पड़ा। तो मेरा मेन जो मोटिव था ये चूज करने का, वो इन पॉइंट्स से सबको अवेयर कराना था।
थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग नॉलेज विद अस।
थैंक यू मैम।
हमारे आज के रिसोर्स पर्सन हमें ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं। हम बहुत खुश हैं उनको स्क्रीन पे देख के, और मैं सर का वेलकम भी करती हूँ और सर को इनवाइट भी करती हूँ, डॉक्टर विष्णु भगवान जी को, कि वो अपने व्यूज हम सबके सामने रखें, शेयर करें। ओवर टू यू सर, डॉक्टर विष्णु भगवान जी।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू मैडम। मैं सबसे पहले आज के इस वेबिनार में मेरे बड़े भाई प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर गुरचरण दास जी का, विके सेठी जी का, मैडम प्रतिभा मखीजा जी का, विजय गोयल जी का, देवेंद्र गिरस जी का, बाकी सबका धन्यवाद करता हूँ। कुछ का नाम नहीं ले पाया, माफी चाहूंगा। सभी का धन्यवाद करता हूँ। और आज के इस सेमिनार से रिलेटेड मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि कोविड-19 की वजह से क्या फर्क पड़ा है, इसको थोड़ा सा और किसी चीज में देखने की बजाय प्रैक्टिकली सेमिनार में ही देखो। जब पहले सेमिनार आयोजित किए जाते थे तो 10-15 दिन पहले मैडम हमें प्रिपरेशन शुरू कर देनी पड़ती थी। लगभग लाख रुपए का बजट भी जरूरी था। आने जाने वालों को गाड़ियां भगा भगा के आना जाना पड़ता था। कोई कहीं से आता था, कोई कहीं से आता था, कोई पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से आता था। कभी डेकोरेशन की जाती थी, फ्लैक्स बोर्ड छपवाया जाता था, जगह जगह एडवर्टीजमेंट की जाती थी, सभी इकट्ठे होते थे, इकट्ठा लंच होता था। वो सब चीजें खत्म हो चुकी हैं। आप सोच के देखिए कि कितने जो रिसोर्सेज हैं वो हमने सेव किए हैं, लेकिन उन रिसोर्सेज को हमने सेव किया, एफर्ट्स को सेव किया। शुरू से सरस्वती वंदना करवाते थे, कभी कोई कल्चरल आइटम भी पेश की जाती थी। कहने का मतलब कि बहुत सारे एफर्ट्स होते थे, और मुझे लगता है जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स होते थे उनके लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी सेमिनार्स को आयोजित करवाना। और आज वेबिनार को आयोजित करवाने में कोई विशेष एफर्ट्स नहीं लगते। बहुत ही मिनिमम कॉस्ट पे, लगभग ना के बराबर कॉस्ट पे सारे काम हो जाते हैं। और देखते देखते सब लोग जुड़ जाते हैं, अपनी कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से जुड़ जाते हैं। आज जैसे मान लिया मैं यदि प्रैक्टिकली पहले के सेमिनार की तरह आता तो मुझे लगता है कि इधर का जो एक दिन का टाइम था वो मेरा लॉस्ट हो जाता। अब मैं अपने ऑफिस के काम भी कर रहा हूँ, अपनी क्लासेस भी ले रहा हूँ, और साथ के साथ सेमिनार से भी जुड़ रहा हूँ। लगभग सभी के साथ ऐसा ही है। तो हमने रिसोर्सेज को बहुत सेव किया, फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज को सेव किया, सोशल रिसोर्सेज को सेव किया। हमने भीड़ भड़क्के का पार्ट नहीं बने, हमने काफी तरह की चीजों को सेव किया। यदि सही मायने में देखें तो कोविड-19 की वजह से अब वर्ल्ड जो है एक स्मॉल विलेज बन चुका है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। इतने सारे रिसोर्सेज सेव होने से नेचुरली है कि जो रिसोर्सेज हमने सेव किए वो ऐसी चीजों पर लग पाएंगे जो और ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं। लेकिन आज हम सबको मिलके एक चिंतनीय विषय पे सोचना पड़ेगा कि हमने कितने लोगों को बेरोजगार कर दिया। आज ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग है, बाजार के बाजार खाली पड़े हैं, दुकानों पे कोई चढ़ के राजी नहीं है। सभी घर पे बैठे बैठे ऑनलाइन तरीके से शॉपिंग करना पसंद कर रहे हैं। आज यदि मान लिया सेमिनार हो रहा है, उस सेमिनार में यदि सपोज खाना है ही नहीं, लंच का रिव्यू ही नहीं है, तो आप सोच के देखिए कि जो व्यक्ति पहले खाना बनाने का प्रबंध करता था वो बेरोजगारी की तरफ बढ़ रहा है। आज कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो कि ऑनलाइन की वजह से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का शिकार हो रहे हैं। हम सबको इन चीजों पे मंथन करने की आवश्यकता है, इन सारी चीजों को सोचने की आवश्यकता है, और ये देखने की आवश्यकता है कि निश्चित तौर पर मेरे से पूर्व वक्ताओं ने बहुत ही इसके बेनिफिट्स के बारे में बताया, लेकिन यदि हम देखें तो क्या हम अपने इंडिया को बेरोजगारी की तरफ नहीं ले जा रहे? क्या आज हम हमारे ही समाज में गरीब और अमीर के बीच की खाई को और ज्यादा गहरा नहीं कर रहे? इन बातों को सोचना पड़ेगा। समाज किस दिशा में जा रहा है, इस तरफ सोचना पड़ेगा। समाज में जैसे प्रोफेसर विक्रम सिंह जी ने कहा था कि हैव नेट्स और हैव नोट्स, यानी जो मतलब जिनके पास ये डिजिटलाइजेशन की फैसिलिटीज हैं वो, और जिनके पास नहीं है, उनके बीच की खाई बढ़ती जा रही है। आज जब तक हम इन चीजों के बारे में नहीं सोचेंगे, आत्मचिंतन आत्म मंथन नहीं करेंगे, तब तक सही मायने में ऐसे सेमिनार का आयोजन हमें झकझोर नहीं देगा। तो मेरा आपसे यही प्रार्थना है कि हम इसके जो नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स हैं उनके बारे में सोचें, नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स के बारे में आत्मचिंतन करें, नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स के बारे में मंथन करें, और ये देखें कि कितने लोग बेरोजगार हो गए हैं। आज हमें कितनी तरह की फैसिलिटीज से कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जिनके ऊपर कर्जा बढ़ता जा रहा है, सुसाइड की रेट बढ़ती जा रही है। इन चीजों को भी सोचने की आवश्यकता है। तो इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं माफी चाहूंगा कि मैं थोड़ा सा जल्दी आपसे अपनी बात को विराम दे रहा हूं, क्योंकि मुझे किसी जरूरी काम से एक बार कहीं और भी अपना वक्तव्य देना है। तो मैडम प्रतिभा मखीजा, ओवर टू यू। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर, आपने एक नया मोड़ दिया है सारी बात को, और हमें चिंतन के लिए भी वो मोटिवेट किया है कि इन सब चीज़ों के ऊपर भी विचार करना कितना ज़रूरी है। आपने जितना भी हमारे लिए समय निकाल पाए सर, हम आपके बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं कि आपने अपने बिजी शेड्यूल में से हमारे सेमिनार के लिए समय निकाला और वक्ताओं को भी सुना और अपने विचार भी हमारे समक्ष रखे। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू।
Dear delegates, we are going to have a break and we shall restart our webinar at 1 p.m. and all of you are requested to rejoin us at 1 p.m. Thank you, sir. विकेश सर कुछ कहना चाहिए तो ही इज मोस्ट वेलकम।
थैंक यू मैम। 1 बजे हम स्टार्ट करते हैं दोबारा से टेक्निकल सेशन।
थैंक यू डियर ऑल।